Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm heading out for some street photography with my friend Elijah today, and we decided to do a little bit of a photography challenge. To put it simple, we decided to do black and white photos only, getting him out of his comfort zone of shooting predominantly color film and getting me a little bit more out of my comfort zone from shooting mostly color and just a little bit of black and white. So Elijah is shooting the way photographers have for like 100 years. So obviously he's on film. And I'm shooting the way impatient people do because we want to see our shots immediately after we took them. So I'm shooting on digital. All jokes aside though, today isn't about competing at all. It's all about finding interesting scenes and trying to shoot our own unique compositions within that same scene. But we're doing it on two totally different cameras and two different styles. The cool thing about black and white though is it forces you to pay attention to things like light, shadows, shapes, and contrast. And honestly, it's one of the best ways to improve your compositional skills. And like everybody knows, it's probably one of the best ways to make your photography look just a little bit more artsy. Even if you are just photographing a guy walking past a trash can, which unfortunately, if you look at my Instagram, I've got a couple of those. So we're gonna load up some film, slap an SD card in the slot, and wander around town, talk a little bit of photography, and take some shots. Let's go see how the same scene gives us two totally different results. All right, that's enough talking. Let's see what we found. Let us know what you're shooting on.
Yeah, so I rock a Canon EOS RT. It's a obscure 1980s film camera that they developed for the Olympics. The first ever film camera to have a pellicle mirror. I enjoy the modern autofocus that you get with it. You get 3 points of autofocus and that's about it. But I love the challenge. It's, been really good for me.
Awesome. And like always, I'm shooting on the Leica Q2. It's got the 47.3 megapixel sensor on it, and it's the 28 f1.7 lens. I'm shooting on aperture priority. Are you shooting full manual?
We'll be on aperture priority too.
We're gonna get the GoPro on, start walking around and seeing what kind of things we can get. Oh, you guys are fine. You're fine. Once these cars get out of the way. Maybe not. We're gonna send it. Sweet. I want a little bit extra.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Definitely not as aesthetically pleasing as the hand.
Yeah, can you see if you can kind of get that?
Can you actually pose your hand right back where it was?
Yeah. Switching to the 50.
Yeah.
So why are you switching to the 50?
Where I go is I don't need the zoom, I need more light in this shot. So I'm looking to freeze the action.
Okay.
So I'm up to 250
Nice.
In this case, and I just needed a little bit more light.
Sweet. All right.
Let's see, it's gonna do the thing. Please recreate it.
Let's see. Oh yeah, that'll be a sick black and white photo. Let's talk a little bit about like your style, like your specific style.
Juxtapose two very opposite things. So, something with organic and non-organic. Somebody talking on a phone in front of a telephone. Just, little clever moments in life. That's usually what I look for.
Okay.
And branches. I love framing with branches.
Yeah, I remember seeing a lot of you almost like shooting through, but also like capturing the branches. Like you're not blurring out the branches to get what's behind it. You're including the branches.
Yeah, because I think they're as much of a foreground element as whatever you're capturing in the back.
Yeah, definitely.
So again, it's that blending of organic and inorganic. So something like a factory will look perfect nestled in between, two branches.
Right. I'm minding a puzzle.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We shot you maybe like a week or two ago.
Yeah.
So I took a photo of you and I.
Yeah, and probably like a month or two ago, you were out here playing banjo in the middle of the night. Yeah, super sick shot, dude. Yeah, we really appreciate it.
How you guys doing?
Good. We're going to we're doing a photo. So we're walking around, taking photos. We're both.
So another thing to bring up, you sent me that kind of like the expose sort of thing that you're going to be featured in.
Yeah.
Maybe mention that.
Yeah. So I'll be at the Art in the Wood show for the Chester County Art Association. It's going to be May 30th.
Nice. So how'd you get included in that?
Yeah, so it was just an open application process. They were looking for, I believe, nature photography. So the other favorite subject I really enjoy is birding. And so I submitted some of my bird work and they accepted it. So
yeah. And keep in mind, he does it on film as well.
yeah.
So it's not necessarily the easiest thing to get a bird on a film camera.
Yeah, so I have a 600 millimeter telephoto, that I enjoy using. This is cool. But here I just see, a lot of texture. So I know I'm shooting on black and white, so I need to find interesting texture. And so what I liked about this was the lack of justice. So I think if you pair that either
So yeah, I kind of went a little bit lower and kind of like contrasting the fact that it says justice. It's like the steps of justice and how justice is kind of over everybody. I don't know. That's kind of where my brain goes with certain shots like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now I noticed you shoot often into reflections.
Yeah.
You use either windows or puddles or things of that nature,
Mhm.
and then get people. Is that something that just naturally happened? Is that something you came up with?
So coming from California, where there was an abundance of subjects that looked cool, like everybody dressed like a post-apocalyptic cowboy out there.
Yeah.
But out here, I found that most of the subjects were a little bit boring, and just because of what I kind of came up doing photography of.
Yeah.
So I was like, how can I make this a little bit more artistic without kind of being too cliche? Well, here's actually a good example. You're talking about how I shoot a lot of reflections. So the first thing I noticed is this huge puddle, and it's very clear. I think the GoPro will get it. But if you get it on real close, it's almost like glass. And that's kind of the one thing that really interested me about reflections is you kind of see like an alternate reality in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a little difficult doing it with the film though, because you have to use the viewfinder, huh?
Yep. You have no other choice but. And unlike digital camera, I often have to take more than one photo of the exact same thing, just in case it doesn't come out or I miss the focus.
Yeah. So I think I've taken 20 or 22 shots so far. How many do you have left on that roll?
So I've taken 14.
14 shots. Okay.
So that would put me at 22 left.
How do you feel about keeping your negatives? Is that something that you'll always have? So then later on you could possibly get them rescanned and do something different with them? Or is it just that tangible piece of photography so you can hold it in your hands?
Yeah. So without getting too sentimental, I think it's always wonderful when folks discover things. And I remember finding a big shoebox of film negatives in one of my grandparents' attics, and I didn't know what it was. And so years ago, my parents explained to me the process and the concept, and I just sort of fell in love with the idea of it. And I think that, with the negatives, a lot of it is just for the future. So, I can have thousands of images that essentially will never disappear, and I can print them and for mine. So it's,
Yeah. I mean, you look at it in the way of like you getting into that art show. Like you can get those printed, you can rescan them, you can do so much with that one image. I mean, you can do it with digital as well, but there's definitely that factor of not having the physical piece of photography other than just holding the camera.
yeah, it makes me fall in love with photography every time.
One of the first conversations we had about how you don't really use primes. So it's interesting to see, like, especially on photo walks, like you were saying, it's cool to see what you're doing and then how that translates to what I'm doing as well.
So this I'm going to shoot at f8 because I want everything great.
Let's see. I kind of like the sketchiness of this whole alleyway. So what I'm gonna do is lock it on the hand, but then use that and kind of sit there. To kind of stay true to, I don't know, like original photography. How do you feel about shooting portrait versus landscape? Like, what determines that for you?
Because of social media, a lot of my shots are vertical.
Yeah.
Because I typically only post to Instagram.
Mhm.
So when I'm composing, I do keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I do shoot, usually if I'm doing nature, I'll shoot landscape, but typically I'm in portrait orientation.
Let's see. That's really contrasting. Nice. Oh, also, shooting one step. You ever had any close calls trying to get a photo? Almost getting ran over, running into somebody?
Yeah, whether it's people or cars, sometimes you do have to play a little bit wrong.
Yeah. So we're waiting for. It's going to be really interesting to see the straight up 28mm prime that I'm shooting on, and then you having so much flexibility.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that you use all the gear that you have with you to like get the shot that you want, because again, going back to prime versus zoom, like I have one option and then I have to work with it from there. I'm gonna kind of go away from what I thought was a mistake earlier because I kept doing it and get the horizontal shot. But I'm also going to see if I can frame. Do you see kind of like the weird little balls?
Yeah.
See if I can get it through this. Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting shot because I can't zoom. I bet you could get a pretty cool shot through that.
Yeah. And then that foggy sight line is sick.
Yeah.
That,
you're from Pennsylvania originally.
yeah, so I was a military brat, and I think that was funny, and a big reason why we became friends so quick was, I grew up and I moved around every year and a half. And it's funny because as a kid, I used to take mental snapshots of places and moments and times, and I used to go like out loud. And I did that for years. And so when I picked up the camera, it almost like allowed me to do that on command.
Yeah.
And so it was really neat.
What was the determiner of why you did film instead of digital?
I honestly, the aesthetic. I love the aesthetic, obviously.
Yeah.
But really, it is that tactile experience. I'm on my phone for work quite often, and I'm on a computer all day. I'm looking at screens.
Yeah.
When I'm out and about, I'm trying to be in the moment. Not looking through either an electronic viewfinder or like back of my screen. So I find that it helps me stay a little bit more present in the moments and just compose a little easier. What would you say inspired you to get into photography?
That's a good question because like it happened like a year ago. I was in the desert. I had bought a camera. It was a Sony ZV-10 like vlogging camera because I thought I was going to do vlogging stuff and be this cool vlogger and everything. It didn't work out. But I bought it originally to take pictures of my newborn daughter. And I had it, I never used it. I took it to Okinawa with me, never used it. I took pictures one time with it. And then when I got to the desert, I got in tune with a lot of the locals, and they were looking for cheap photography and somebody who would do some work for them. And I was like, I'll do it for free and I'll just skate with you guys. And so that bloomed into this like crazy spiral of me doing commercial work and progressing in photography, both digital and film, so much. Yeah, I like that I eventually just started doing it, and now it's like a big portion of my life. Like I don't go anywhere without a camera at all.
Yeah.
And I don't mean my iPhone either. Like I take, you know, this clunkered around, or, you know, before it was my Sony A7IV.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the start of it.
Will using the zoom now. Yeah. And I'm waiting for the flag to lift up.
Kind of what we're looking at. So he was shooting this flag way out in the distance, which if you're down trespassing a little bit, I got to get closer, but I do like that shot a lot. Wasn't like this, which I'm gonna get sketchy down here. Yeah. I'm gonna get one more. I'm gonna try framing the flag in between those two trees.
That's kind of where my brain went. Oh my God.
Yeah. As I'm making you walk, my bad. See, this is gonna be a spot though that I have to crop significantly. Here's a good question, because you shoot mostly color. Is it the actual color, or is it the composition that draws you to it? Or do you kind of need both to capture that thing? Because with your zoom, you can just get right in on whatever the heck it is.
No, I choose color because to me it's true to life and it's how the human eye sees.
Yeah.
Ultimately, like, this is for my consumption. And you know, I tend to want to capture what that moment was like. So that's why I don't heavily edit my pictures, and you know, I try not to use too much Photoshop. So really, when you capture things in color, it's just more true to life.
So yeah, you have limitations to film.
Yeah, absolutely.
But those limitations, I feel, lend themselves to a creative factor. And then also, do you decide where or when you're gonna go take shots, like based on whether or not the film is even gonna be effective?
No, honestly, I usually stick with ISO 400. I love the amount of grain you get.
Yeah.
That is a nice little thing.
This is actually a good point of why I liked your idea. So Elijah came up with the idea of doing like film versus digital today. You had mentioned it and I was like, that's really cool. And then I was like, it's very overcast. The sky's going to be gray anyways if you change it to black and white. So that was kind of a determinant of why I was like, okay, what if we did it black and white? It gets you out of your comfort zone, but then it also lends well to the weather. Right now is another good time. So how many shots do you have left?
I have 8.
8 shots left. Okay.
Always keep an eye on these two houses. They decorate so well.
Yeah. Just be majestic. Oh, the wind's blowing it away. Hold on.
South Street shampoo.
Yeah, right. How do you find asking people for a picture of them, because you're just some rando, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. So I work a remote role.
okay.
and I spend, a ton of hours on Zoom all day.
Yeah.
So for me, photography is a great way for me to get out and about, meet people, talking to people, get more comfortable. So yeah, it definitely lends itself well to socialization.
You know what I love is the rejection. You remember when we were out and I asked that one guy, but he was like very polite. Like, I don't think I've ever had anybody be like stern and like, don't take a picture of me. No.
Yeah.
Normally it's like, no, not today. And I'm like, you just have to be respectful about it.
Well,
Oh yeah.
oh, that is sick.
Heck yeah.
I think I got the same shots.
Did you get like the one?
What's up, dude? This is Brandon.
Yeah, man. How's it going?
We're doing
Seen you before.
yeah, we're doing like a photo walk.
Doing good.
How you guys doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice setup you got there.
Thank you. Thank you.
I do Pink Lady. I do the big one too. Big pink.
Elijah and I had a lot of fun with this photography challenge. It kind of put both of us out of our comfort zone, really made us think within each other's style, as well as getting us out of that comfort zone of just shooting color. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'd really like to know which photos were your favorite. Mine, Elijah's, a combination of the two, or maybe you just liked one of the places we shot. Let me know down in the comments below. All right, we'll see you guys next time.